how has apparel manufacturing changed over the last so many years since you've been in the business?
Well, what's happened in 1973 when I started, there were just in Philadelphia, about 23,000 employees just in the men's clothing, the amalgamated, not counting the women's union and non-union shops. And about 95% of the apparel that was sold in the United States was manufactured here at that time. That began to change.
You said 23,000?
23,000 employees in the Philadelphia area alone.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so there might have been a few hundred, there's probably a few 100,000 or 1 million people who were employed in the textile and apparel business at the time.
And was Philadelphia at that time considered a hub for apparel manufacturing nationwide?
Men's suits, for sure. It was one of the centers. We have the largest suit manufacturers here, and a lot of high school tailors. And what happened was in 1972, when President Nixon had gone to China and opened up trade with them, the next week American businessmen were already starting to go to China and to source production there. And China was never the cheapest place, but it was most convenient because they had all of the components and supplies from fabrics and trim items and components there to complete the garment, because the country needed to supply their own people with that, so they were already set up for that. And manufacturers started to go overseas and do import work, and the clothing business has always been an entry-level situation, which is why my grandparents got into it when they came in 1907 to Philadelphia. It's it's relatively easy to do, as far as you just need a sewing machine, and people had their own at the time. And it's a way a lot of countries get their economies started, because the labor is relatively easy to train, and it's happens to be low wage, so it can attract business as well. And it became easier and easier for people to source overseas. And what began to happen in this country is, because people were not producing here, we started to lose the competencies and capabilities of people, not just running factories, but also doing the product development work and pattern work and that kind of thing. That started to shift overseas as well, as the manufacturers really became buyers, and the retail stores were able to buy directly and bypass manufacturers traditionally. So there's a number of factors that were changed around because of historical and political events.
Gotcha.